My name is Jamie. I'm 30 years old. I was 26 when I placed. When he was 3, I was 2, I was 6. What it prompted me to make this decision was the abuse that I was in with the marriage, the drug use, from my husband. Kind of didn't know where to go. The world was set on my shoulders, no family help. CPS was involved. My fear of, my kids going to foster care, I never wanted that. Um, I've never really heard too many good stories about foster care, and I want to be able to make that own decisions, where my kids were, who my kids, the family that would raise my kids, that would be the proper one. I'm happy that I was able to make that choice because not knowing is a very scary and, terrifying feeling that I could ever have. It's not easy to admit that you can't do it, but I also know that I love my children enough to where I wanted a better chance, their self at life. I wasn't raised in the proper home. I had a lot of abuse, and I always promised myself that I'd never be like my mother. That was very abusive, and I was taken away from my mom with abuse. And, just with the struggling, um, I wanted my kids to have a better life, and I know at that time that I could not provide for my kids. So, adoption, was one of my, choices, and I got on my phone and I put adoptions in for Indianapolis, and I seen Kids First, and that's when I had called you. I was very terrified when I made that phone call, but you did really make it an ease. The day that we had made the meeting and I'd come in, you were just so loving and caring and compassionate, about me and my kids. I mean, it just wasn't about my kids, you've also, you were concerned about me also. And to me, that's a great feeling because, making this decision wasn't easy, and I know that I was doing the best that I could for my children. Not being judged by you, or, you not criticizing me about anything, that was, one thing that really meant a lot to me. Because I know that you could see that I was trying. Just being able to meet the families, it was a little bit nervous. The moment that, the families where my kids are at right now, I knew that my kids would be okay, and that there was a sweet feeling that come over me that I said that, this is the right family. It was upsetting, it was very heartbreaking, but I don't regret my decision because I see my kids doing so well now that, they've been through so much where I could have given up to them. And just to know that my kids are going to be successful in life and be happy and, you know, have more of a chance than what I'd ever give them. That's the best feeling that I, as a mom, that I could ever give my children. At first, I always, it went through my mind that, my kids would hate me. But deep down inside, I know that my kids will very much so thank me, and I think about it a lot. So I don't regret my decision. I mean, it's a blessing in disguise. It is. I do get updates. These families are wonderful. They do go above and beyond just like you do. Knowing that someone cares and, knowing that they see your situation and they have just put your arms around you to say, you know what, we love you too, is the best feeling. And they do send more pictures than what they are supposed to. And I'm so very thankful for that because there's some people that don't get the pictures, with other adoption agencies. And just, the above and beyond that I've got from this company has made me feel like you guys are my second family here. And that's such a better piece that I have to say, this situation's gonna be okay. And that's why I come with here because it's just the love and the support, that you guys give. Because you're gonna leave here and say, you know what, I've got this. When the first time I come in here, you had made a comment, the decision that you make today is gonna affect your future, and I've grasped onto that. And I've really held on to that. And that's what has made me the better person that I am today because the advice that you've given me, the direction, because I didn't have nobody but you. And I just want to say thank you because you have helped me a tremendous way through this whole process, even with adoptions, and I just wanted to let you know it means a lot. I've been down the situation with CPS, and I don't want to see no kids go to foster care. I would rather see the ladies be able to place their children up for adoption where they can still see their children and let their children have a second life. And there is hope, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And even though that it doesn't feel like it then, you gotta stay strong. You've gotta find that inner peace and the strength. And I wanna be able to be a support to the young girls to say, you know what, you can do this.